Hello, everybody. Welcome to the September 10th Board of Supervisors meeting. As usual, this can be streamed, and hopefully it works on YouTube and Comcast and Verizon. So let's hope it's working these days. So I call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. And as usual, let's honor our moment of silence. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this brings us to a special action. Our special action tonight is honoring Chief Forsyth of our fire services wonderful team. And this man has spent 50 years giving himself to the township and the NFA to make everything better. I mentioned last time, I explained everything that I admired about him. And tonight, I promised you a proclamation, and that is exactly what we're going to have. So if we can have the chief come up. Come on up, Chief. And maybe get some pictures too. Right, Jeff? Thank you. So I'm going to read this proclamation, if that's okay. Not too embarrassing. Yeah. Okay. Whereas Chief Glenn Forsyth has devoted 50 years of distinguished service to the residents of Newtown through his commitment to fire services, and whereas Chief Forsyth began his career as a volunteer firefighter with the Newtown Fire Association with courage, selflessness, and dedication, and whereas Chief Forsyth rose through the ranks to become Fire Chief of Newtown Township, providing leadership, support, and camaraderie with his fellow firefighters, and whereas his devotion extends beyond the firehouse to his family, whose love and support has been a cornerstone of his impressive career and personal resilience. And whereas Chief Forsyth's 50 years of service stands as a testament to his character and leadership and the impact he has made on Newtown Township, the Newtown Fire Association, and generations of firefighters who have served alongside him. Now, be it proclaimed that the Newtown Township Board of Supervisors recognize and celebrate Chief Glenn Forsyth for his extraordinary 50 years of service and dedication to our community. At this time, I'd like to give his family and maybe his fellow firefighters a minute to come up and get some pictures taken. Huh? Oh, if you do have something to say, now would be the time.
Have you ever known me not to have something to say?
True.
First off, I would like to thank the board for this acknowledgement. But most of all, I'd like to thank the people back here that have made my 50 years possible. It's been a great time. Most of it has been great. I wish I could say I'm looking forward to another 50, but I am not. So it's been a great ride. It's been a good ride at the township. This is my 42nd year as an employee in Newtown Township. I spent the first 28 years in the police department, and now I'm going to finish my career in the fire department. So thank you to the board. Thank you for hearing me complain every month. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks to complain some more. So if I wasn't here to complain, then you guys would have nothing to look forward to. So between Chief Hearn and I think we keep you on your toes. So that's our job, and we'll continue to do it. So thank you to the board, thank you to the members of the Fire Association, and thank you to the members of the community that have allowed me to serve this time. I would like to introduce my family before I do anything else. My wonderful wife, Kimberly, is in the back. My daughter, Morgan. My baby, Cameron. And my son, Nicholas. And if you haven't figured out, the rest of my family is sitting here in these dark blue uniforms. So thank you guys for everything. And
Would you like to have some pictures with your family and maybe members of your crew?
sure, absolutely. We're always good for pictures.
Oh, we're going to take a recess for 5 minutes so we can get pictures. Jeez, I'm sorry. Everybody, for allowing us to do that. I call this meeting back in session. Okay, public comment. Anybody, please state your name, your address, and have at it.
Good evening. My name is Laura Lee Stuckey, and I'm a resident of Chandler Hall, 190 South Sycamore Street, Newtown, PA. I am here tonight to discuss our crosswalk. It's been very, very long since anything's been done to it. And on August 13th, I had my friend Charlie Foyer, AKA Crosswalk Charlie, give me a lot of information and help in what we should and shouldn't do, and gave me a little guidelines, because he was through a couple years putting in the crosswalk across from the graveyard in Newtown. But our crosswalk is a little different situation. We're already there. In fact, we've been there for 24 years. That's a long time. And as you know, the whole area has grown tremendously, and particularly the auto traffic has increased. And I have yet to see a car go 25 miles an hour through our crosswalk. Now, the fact is, what we want to do, because we have the existing crosswalk, is to put in on each side of the street 2 pedestrian buttons or pushes to activate the addition of more lights than we have now. And these lights will flash very, very brightly, and there'll be so many of them you'll be blinded, which is good. And I have also observed the new one down on Sycamore Street near the Green Parrot, and that is fantastic. I mean, everybody does stop. You cannot not see these lights. Now, the people that live at Chandler Hall are no spring chickens. Some of them can't see or walk as well as they used to do in their youth, so it might take them a little bit longer to get across the street. Plus, they also have a lot of other people that go across, such as the aides, the nurses, patients. They have physical therapy. They have social workers. They have the administrative personnel that go across. And last but not least is the food truck, which goes across twice a day, every day, 365 days of the year, rain or shine. And they were involved in an accident last year, but it wasn't serious. But nevertheless, we do not want accidents. We also have on one side of Chandler Hall a daycare center and a Y. So more traffic is going into these facilities also, and they're both open 12 hours a day. So that is a big thing. Now, the children go across for Halloween, which is a little scary. And the other thing is they often go across just for their little exercise across, which I think it's just very scary. And I just hope that we can get some help from you all to make this a safer crosswalk, because we are in dire need with so many people going across this crosswalk every day because of the facilities on both sides of the street. Now, I know that it's important to us because we're older and we just don't have the facility to move as quickly. And I just really hope that you all can help us do this. And Charlie was very helpful to me when he was here, and I asked him to come for me on the 13th. But it's more important that we are here ourselves. And we are here, and our CEO is here. And I have a paper here with over 100 signatures, which I will give to you, of the people that have signed to make our crosswalk safer. So, on that note, I hope that we can have success with this program. And I guess you've all heard the old joke about why did the chicken cross the road? Well, all I know is that the next time I cross the road, I sure hope I make it to the other side. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Good evening, everybody. My name is John Whitman. I'm the CEO of Chandler Hall, and I have some of my residents here today with us tonight, and we do want to talk about the crosswalk. I've been at Chandler Hall about 4 years now. When I first got there, one of the uniquenesses of that campus is that it's split by South Sycamore Street. Not very common when it comes to senior care facilities, but it's the way it was structured and built up. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but that's what we have. And when I first got there, one of my first things I noticed was our culinary service. It prepares the meals on the Barclay side, has to take the carts over across the street to Lenrock. We have one major kitchen that supplies all the areas, and it's easy taking it to the nursing home and memory care and personal care because they're on the same side of the street. But to get it across the street, they had to push it across campus, go across Sycamore Street, and then up the hill to Lenrock. And one of the first things I did was buy them a golf cart. Not that that's the answer totally, but it was a lot safer than pushing it by hand. And we put one of those red flashing lights on top of it, and even with that, we came very close to a serious accident last year. I crossed the street about 3 weeks ago, and thanks to our chief police, they have slowed lowered the driving speed down, and he's also parked some of the cars out there on a regular basis and had the flashing lights to tell the speed, but that only goes so far, quite honestly. And a couple weeks ago, I went across. There was a car coming from a reasonable distance. I thought I had plenty of time with the speed. And I got partway across, and this guy slammed his horn at me. How dare I cross the street, because he was on his phone or talking or whatever. And I just stood there. And I felt like I was nimble enough that I could jump out of the way if I had to. But I stood there, and the guy stopped, and I pointed up to the flashing signs. And we do have flashing lights there, but they're very dull, and they're very consistent. So there's no... It just, you get used to it, and it's like they're not even there, quite honestly. So I did point up to him, and the guy went, okay, I'm sorry. But it happens all the time because people are in their own mindset thinking about what they have to do. And it's a matter of time before somebody does get seriously hurt. We did have an accident there about 1.5 years ago where a car went across the strip, ran into a motorcycle on the other side, and the motorcycle was underneath the car. So we are very, very concerned about our residents and our staff, because our staff are back and forth all the time as well. And we're not talking about a big fix. We're not talking about putting a bridge over or a tunnel under or anything like that. We're just hoping and looking for some brighter flashing lights, which the example at the Green Parrot is a perfect example of the kind of thing, because when they press the button, those things flash. They flash at a really bright light level and at a fast pace so you can't not see them, and it automatically slows you down. So again, on behalf of my residents and the staff, we appreciate anything you might do in terms of considering this request. Thank you for your time.
Anybody else from Chandler Hall before?
Hi, Marcia Stemmerman. I also live at Chandler Hall, 190 South Sycamore. I just want to reiterate one thing. Just not more than 2 weeks ago, I was trying to cross the street, and 5 cars in a row, in a line, coming from the bypass. 1, 2, 3, 4, zipped right by me. The 5th one stopped. So you get 20% of the people might stop. And I really, an ounce of prevention. We need to have this because the odds are somebody is going to get seriously hurt or, God forbid, even killed. So a fix like this will save lives. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to say that we hear you. We will have our engineer look at this, do whatever is needed to maybe a traffic study or whatever she needs to do to get some sort of process going so that we can help you in the best way possible.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
John DiApro, Newtown Grant, largest and finest. Don't infringe on my. Anyhow, I can attest to what these people are saying because I worked for Chandler Hall many years before this gentleman took over, and they don't stop. I mean, I go to cross the street, I used to wave them, still wouldn't stop. The woman just said 20%, probably more like 1% stop. Because I think I only had one person, or the 2 years I worked there, I think I had one person stop. And it said I used to wave them down and everything, and it didn't matter if you're pushing a wheelchair or whatever, they didn't stop. Anyhow, I just wondering why they're throwing salute to service out from the back of Chandler Hall. But anyhow, earlier today, Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. They're calling it a political assassination. I mean, this stuff has to stop. I don't know if it's TDS or what. Shooting somebody for what they have to say is terrible. So I don't know. They didn't catch the guy yet, but they're trying. Anyhow, that's probably all I have right now. But people from Chandler Hall are right. They don't stop. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Bradley Cooper, Newtown Grant resident since 1999. And I would like to thank Jeff on his good posting on the patch, and John Mack for alerting some of the residents who didn't know that there's a proposal being in place by Jim Worthington to take over the Goodnose, farm area on Sycamore Street. And he wants to build a big, giant apartment complex with businesses on the bottom, kind of like something that we have in some of the other businesses on State Street in the borough. And a lot of people have come out in opposition towards this because we think there's overdevelopment, and it seems like the supervisors like overdevelopment. They like businesses over the residents. They like supporting these people because whenever a big business comes into Newtown and proposes something, to me, all the times I've been coming here pretty frequently, there's little to no effort to really stop them. There's really no effort to try to do something about them, even when they degrade our township. They criticize our township. They criticize the supervisors, the planning commission, the zoning board. They harass them. They scream at them. As one example, when the planning commission, I know they don't make the final call on a plan, but they can make recommendations to the supervisors and the zoning on how they feel about the proposal, the blueprints, and what's given in front of them. The Wawa people were told by the planning commission more no than yes. And the lady that was there as one of the representatives for Wawa started screaming at the planning commission, showing the distaste of that they're too big and strong and powerful, that they shouldn't be allowed to lose, that they deserve what they deserve. And we bend over to them and make deals behind closed doors, or we take Toll Brothers and make deals behind closed doors with them, regardless of what is told to us that we might or might not be privy to. And we've had people like John Mack do surveys, even though he gets criticized sometimes on his surveys that they're not appropriate, they don't entice everybody in Newtown, or they don't tell the whole story of what everyone in Newtown believes in. I don't see anybody else doing a survey or talking to the community residents in an open forum like John Mack. So he's the only one that's ever done a survey. And every time a survey's done, it's always, we don't want it, we don't think it's appropriate, there's not enough space to handle the excessive traffic or the headache it's going to bring, or the farmlands or the business that's used to be there being destroyed because it got bought out, or whatever the case may be. This stuff never seems to go the way that the township residents want it to go. It always seems like the applicant always gets what they want. And it's not just me that comes here when things are being proposed that's big. And I'm not talking about someone who wants a gazebo or a swimming pool in their backyard. I mean someone who wants to put a big development of 100 homes. There's 40, 50, 60 people that are here telling you we don't want it, and the applicant always wins. I don't remember one applicant who proposed something huge, like a development or a big business like a Wawa, that you guys put the effort in, the time in, changed the zoning laws, or made sure the zoning laws were good, and stopped them. And this is going to happen again with this new development. And I don't care if it's Jim Worthington, if it's Jesus Christ, or if it's, some guy from Tulsa, I don't care who it is. I just don't think that it's appropriate with all these new developments and businesses that are trying to shove their way into Newtown, into areas that can't support the business that's being in there. And at the end of the day, these businesses don't care about us. These developers don't care about the residents. All they care about is throwing their business into Newtown any way they can and and telling residents, if it affects you, if it hurts you, who cares? I don't care. I want my business here, and I'm going to make it in here by suing you, by telling you I don't care about you. Like Wawa said, the residents who live down on Lower Silver Lake Road, they said they're renters. Who cares about them at one of the meetings that they were at? They don't show a care or consideration to the residents. All they care about is how can I get my business in an area that I can make money from, and if it screws, hurts, harms, or affects somebody, oh well, it doesn't affect me because I don't live there. So I wish you guys would show more care to residents who come up here in opposition of things, and show them that we care about you. We care about what you believe in and what you don't want. A little bit more than everybody getting whatever they want that approaches you guys, that wants to develop or bring something in here.
Thank you. Let me just say, we have addressed that situation, and I think you'll find that it's not going to happen as you think it will.
Good evening, Valerie Mahalik, Newtown Walk. I would like to thank Supervisor Dennis Fisher. At yesterday's sewer meeting, I've been asking since March if the sewer meetings could be changed to the evenings or televised, and I was very happy to see, as were the people with me, that Dennis asked the board if they would consider having the meetings videotaped by YouTube, and so now they are exploring that possibility. It looks like it's not going to be a big cost. So you had mentioned that in your application, that you were going to advocate for that. So I wanted to thank you for standing up for what you said you would do, and that if the meetings can't be moved to the evening so people who work can attend, we do appreciate your stating that you would like to have the meetings televised. So thank you. And I also want to mention that tomorrow is the 24th anniversary of September 11th. In Bucks County, we lost 18 people. We have the official 9/11 memorial in Lower Makefield that lists all 2,973 names. And I do hope that tomorrow everyone takes time to honor and remember all that we lost that day, along with the thousands of first responders and construction workers who have passed due to 9/11 health-related illnesses. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Charlie Foyer, Newtown Walk. I attended the zoning review board meeting recently, and an application by a restaurant on North Sycamore that has been found in violation of a number of HARB regulations and things was denied its application for variance to those. And I'm hoping that we'll hear from the Board of Supervisors tonight, follow up to the cease and desist order that I believe Mr. Sander filed, and a number of other actions against this restaurant. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Anybody else for public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to minor approvals.
Is there anyone here from the Historic Architectural Review Committee? No, I'm actually with Oh, that's good. There's nobody here from the, they're the owner, the business owners for the signs. Yeah.
I got you. Would you like to speak?
Yeah, tell us what you're doing.
How you guys doing today? My name is Joseph Thomas.
Oh, better. My name is Joseph Thomas. I am actually the tenant that will be operating the tattoo parlor, as well as this is Tyler Haynes. He's also going to be operating a Golden Paws, which is a dog grooming. To my understanding, we recently had a review a couple weeks ago, which we are here as a follow-up due to the minor issues that were. We just pretty much here following up to see the circumstances, the things.
You were here. You were there this morning at the HARB meeting, right?
Not this
No.
morning. We were
Not this
here
morning.
with John a couple weeks ago.
Couple weeks ago. What am I
And
getting
they
wrong?
gave us a date to follow up, which is today. We took care of what we were supposed to take care of, and I believe
Okay.
this is the follow-up day, which
It looks like HARB, there is a form in here from HARB that recommends the board to
Yes.
approve the certificate. So, I mean, is it necessary to have a person from HARB read this when we already have it?
No, I can just frame a motion if you'd like, but if they want to say something. Are you both from the same business, or did they have two businesses there,
we
right?
have two business in the same building.
Right. Do you want to say anything? It's your opportunity.
No, it's just, again, my name is Tyler Hines. I'm the owner of, well, one half of the owner for the grooming salon called Paws. We're just really excited to bring, our businesses into the Newtown Township. We're excited to see a lot of things prospering. I know Joe is excited, I'm excited, and we're just really looking forward
To add value to the community.
Yes.
Well, it's my
Can I
under-
say something?
Yeah,
Ask a
please.
question?
Please.
You're Philadelphia Joe?
Yes, sir.
Philly Joe. And tattoos, I saw a bunch of your tattoos. I always wanted a tattoo, but I wasn't quite sure if that was the best thing for me. But you also mentioned in your application about doing things like having a comedy night, things
Yes,
like
sir.
that?
Yes, sir.
Is
I
that
actually
true?
have karaoke night, comedy night, stand-up night, as well as other events to get the community involved, to actually have some activities where kids can participate, other business owners also can collaborate to actually build their business, also shed light on their business. I do work with a lot of celebrities within football, movie stars, and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to bringing them to be a part of it, which can actually help other businesses that's in the area actually get exposure from these type of people as well. So I'm looking to bring a lot of things into Newtown.
So I can attend and meet some of these movie stars and stuff?
I can actually set you up on a date with one of them if you actually like.
I'll have to let you critique some of my
But
tattoos. So.
you're not going to serve any food or alcohol or anything like that at these kinds of events?
I will be collaborating with people who are affiliated here in Newtown who actually have catering business as well as liquor licenses and stuff like that to prevent any other issues on my part, but I won't physically or literally be selling any type of things like that.
Okay, thank
A
you.
liquor license is a whole different
It
ballgame,
is.
right?
Yes.
So if you want me to add, so I can kind of sort of add into that. So I am actually one of the other owners on a separate business that we're doing in Newtown. So I know there's been a lot of talk that people are interested in knowing what's going on with the old relic. Well,
Dogs don't drink, though.
What's that?
Dogs don't drink, don't do they?
No. This is a whole separate thing that me and myself and another partner are working on. So there's a collaboration down the road with Joe and I for what used to be the old relic is now going to be something else.
I see.
So stay tuned. Can't give you much, but we're excited to bring something
Well,
else.
you'll probably be in front of us for something like
Oh, I
that
know.
as
we
well.
will be. Myself and my other partner will be there too. So we're very excited.
And to rebuttal on critiquing your tattoos, I'd be honored to. I have 13 years of experience as well. So any questions or criticism I can share?
No, I don't mean criticism. My last tattoo was like 25 years ago, and they held up really well, but I'll let you look at them someday.
Nice. I'd like to check it out.
Okay.
I look forward to tattooing you too, John. So just
Oh,
get
yeah,
you in the
sure.
chair.
Well, if the board is of a mind, this will be a motion to approve the application of Sales Up 159 LLC for a certificate of appropriateness for signage at 159 North Sycamore Street, Newtown, Pennsylvania, on behalf of Golden Paws LLC and Philly Joe Tattoos LLC. Is there such a motion?
Thank you. Do I have such a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion from the Board of Supervisors? Any other discussion?
And the only thing we have to concern ourselves with is that the only condition is the compliance with the HARB memo of August 13, 2025, which I think you have in your packages.
Okay, Thank you. Any discussion from the public? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of approving
the certificate of appropriateness.
the certificate of appropriateness, thank you very much. Please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Welcome to Newtown.
Thank you
Welcome.
and good luck.
Welcome, thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your night.
Okay, seeing all for minor approvals, we'll move on to reports of committees, boards, and commissions. So as you can see, Peggy isn't here. Her report is in your packet. There really wasn't much to go over, so we didn't feel that she had to be here. But of course, if anybody ever wants Peggy to be here, or Leanna, and they're not scheduled, please just say so and we will have that.
Well, I saw on the agenda that she was on there, wasn't it?
She was on there, but then we saw there was nothing for her to report on.
Well, I don't know. I went to that planning commission meeting. There was plenty that they talked about regarding
listened.
saldo,
The planning modules?
the saldo ordinance presentation by CKS.
Right, that's CKS.
Excuse
Yes.
me?
Leanna's with Remington Vernick.
Yes.
CKS
We're
is
talking
Not
about
Leanna
Remington.
wasn't there.
Michelle Fountain.
It was Michelle
Michelle
Fountain.
Fountain. Yeah, we're not.
Well,
Leanna is our engineer. There's
yes,
no
okay,
report.
but we
under-
should have, if,
And we have Peggy's report.
We do have Peggy's
okay,
report.
but it's not public, it's on the agenda as a public item, and then now you say she wasn't invited, really. I don't understand
That's because there
that.
was nothing for, and as I
Well, I
asked,
just said there was something to report.
okay, as I ask everybody,
Going
if
forward.
anybody wants someone to be there, please just say so.
Well, this is the first time I'm hearing that.
I've said it every time, every meeting,
No,
so.
I don't think so, but
Well, I have. You can look at the records.
I will
You have.
look in the record.
Okay,
I'll get ChatGPT
all right.
to do it.
Can I ask the solicitor a question? Jerry, you're also the solicitor for the planning commission.
Correct.
Could you or would you give us a brief synopsis of what happened that night? Just to satisfy?
The primary thing that we talked about and moved forward was the ordinance for outdoor signs. That was moved forward, and I think it's on the agenda tonight later on to actually
It
move
is.
back to the jointure and let them advertise it so that we can get it published. There were also discussions about some other matters, like we discussed the wireless facility ordinance as well, but there were some things that were not finished on that, so we're quite ready to make a recommendation for that. I can't think of anything that we spent a lot of time on. Those took up most of our time. The meeting was over in less than an hour.
The main feature was the redo of the landscaping ordinance,
Oh, there you go.
talking about native trees that we're going to replace in the ordinance with a more current version. So we had a little presentation about that.
And that was from CKS.
That was CKS.
Yes, they have a
Yeah.
landscape
Kim
architect who
Flanders.
spoke to us.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. John, does that answer any questions for me?
Well, I do have questions about that presentation. I was there, and I'll talk about it in my comments.
I don't think you were there, were you?
Yes, I was.
Okay. I don't recall.
Can't see
I
me.
believe
I'm wearing
you.
a hat and everything that says Mac on it.
Okay, I believe you.
You're hard to miss. You were there.
All right. Going to my report. October 4th and 5th, we are planting our pollinator garden in Roberts Ridge Park. This has been delayed due to lack of rain for a long time. So we had a little rain, and finally, after going back and forth with Brittany O'Donnell and her design company, we decided to plant, because we can't just put it off for another year. It just doesn't make sense. So the 4th and 5th from 10 to 5. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. We are asking for any volunteers that would like to help. I think children 12 and over, all they have to do is bring a little trowel, and they can help us plant the plugs. And you won't see much this year, but next year it will be blooming, and it will be delightful for everyone. Also an educational experience for our children at the schools to come and look at signs with QR codes that's going to explain to them the cycle of life that they see. So please, I encourage everybody to help us. We would really appreciate it. I think Charlie is the contact for volunteers, and he's doing a great job. Thank you, Charlie. Also, what else? We are working on a contract with the borough with fire services, but there is no resolution yet. We are going back and forth on what we both think is fair, and we will meet again September 30th. That's all I have. Any questions on that from anybody? Okay. Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay. I have two things. One is to remember the word 50. It's not only Kyle Schwarber's current home run total, hopefully 51 tonight. It's also Glenn's anniversary with the fire department, 50 years of service. And this year, this past weekend, the Newtown Crossing Association celebrated their 50th anniversary of being a development in Newtown. Also, on another note, and to mention something that Valerie mentioned already, is the Garden of Reflection service tomorrow for 9/11. I believe it starts at 8:30 and has some different things happening between 8:30 and 10:30. So I will be there and hope to see some of you there.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Mr. Mack.
Yes, I attended a couple of meetings, and I was at the Planning Commission, and the presentation by Michelle, actually by landscape architect Kim Flanders of CKS Engineering was present and gave a presentation that I estimate lasted 15, 20 minutes. So that was a significant part of the meeting. And what they talked about was a red-line version of the Saldo, where they made significant edits. And I only had a question. I wasn't sure, obviously, CK Engineering would charge money for this, but I wasn't sure how they got the order to do this work. Can the township manager say anything about that?
We voted on it.
The board gave them direction.
Excuse me?
The board gave the solicitor direction to update the ordinance.
I see. When was that? I'm sorry.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because I looked at, searched all the minutes, I couldn't find anything.
I'd have to look back through the old agendas.
All right, if you could do that, that'd be great.
I think it was the end of spring or the beginning of summer, if I recollect.
Okay.
And then we didn't have meetings, so.
Right, that answers my question.
Okay.
The other thing I attended was the HARB meeting this morning, what I call the Melange Michigas. You know what that is, right?
I do.
Yes. And I think everybody was amazed about their unpreparedness to meet the requirements, not just of HARB, but they have to seek variances for the etched windows. And the question arose whether these etchings, say for example, they put the windows back, there was a discussion about that, putting the double hung windows back over the etchings so that you could still see the etchings through the window. And I remember, what was that Bagel place? Borscht Belt? there was a big mishigash regarding the Borscht Belt putting signs in their window because our ordinance says you only can have 2 signs. They have now 9 of these, and they were virtually unaware of the ordinance, and so beyond HARB, whether they put the double hung windows back or not, they still will have to deal with the zoning variance, and they have to come up with a new application for variance because they keep changing what they're doing over there, and that's why I call it a mishigas. And I don't think anything else is worthy of my repeating. Thank you.
Hopefully,
Quote
we...
me on that.
Oh,
How do you spell it?
MISHEGOSS.
Guess we'll have to
is that
I
right?
looked it up. I asked ChatGPT and it told me all about it.
Okay. Hopefully, we will hold them to the accountability that we hold everyone to in the historic district. Okay, Mr. Calabro.
Nothing to report, but just to comment on John and whatever that word is. I think they're of the impression it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. And we've had a lot of developers do that in the past. A case in point, the Bagel Place, and maybe that's maybe they were watching the proceedings when we were doing the bagel store, and they're trying to do the same thing. But that's just my assumption.
Kyle,
Nothing to report.
thank you. Okay, moving on. Public hearing.
Yes, this will be a public hearing for Newtown Bagel, that request for a conditional use so they can expand their facility into the vacant building next door. So, I would say that the hearing is now open for MNF LLC, doing business as Newtown Bagel, for a conditional use to allow use E5 Eating Place and use E6 Eating Place Drive-In at 21-33 Swamp Road. The following exhibits have been marked. Exhibit B1 is the application and all attachments. Exhibit B2, the CKS Engineers Review Letter of July 29, 2025. Exhibit B3, Applicant's Counsel's Letter dated August 12, 2025. Exhibit B4, the proof of publication for the hearing. And Exhibit B5, the proof of posting of the property. And I'll now turn it over to you, counsel, to introduce your client and make any representations as to the nature of your expansion and what you need the conditional use for.
I appreciate it, Mr. Solicitor. Thank you. Good evening, Board. My name is Russ Sacco, and I am representing Newtown Bagel. I have with me to my left Chris Myers, who is the proprietor of Newtown Bagel. To give you a little bit of background, I hope you're familiar with the bagel store. It's been around for almost 25 years now. It's at the Newtown Plaza Shopping Center. And where it is existing, it's going to stay. And I'll have my client, I'll ask him some questions briefly, but to give you an overview, store number 6 is where the bagel store is located. Newtown Bagel's located. Store number 7, right next door, there was a bank previously there. That's been vacant for a few months now. And my client is looking to expand into store number 7 as well. So it would be a combination, store number 6 and store number 7 at the shopping center. Because it's an eating place and it needs conditional use approval, even though he's legally existing, there was a determination made that because it's going into or expanding into another store, that we seek the conditional use approval to expand, which is why we're here this evening. The current location is 1,200 square feet. The store next door is 1,800 square feet, so combined it'll be 3,000 square feet. And there are currently 78 parking spaces at the shopping center. So I can briefly just introduce my client and ask him a few questions to give you some background on the application, if you so like.
Thank you.
Okay? And we can share the same microphone, okay?
Just let him be sworn in.
Sure.
Yeah, so,
Sir, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Chris, you own Newtown Bagel, correct?
Yes.
How long have you owned it?
I bought it in 2020,
Okay, and how long, do you know how long it's been in existence?
since 2001, February 2001.
And I understand you're celebrating a 25-year anniversary.
Hoping to. Yeah.
And if you could just explain, if they haven't gone and got some bagels at your store, the current setup of your store.
Sure. We operate in 1,200 square feet, which for those of you that have been in there can be tight on a Saturday or Sunday. I often encourage people to order ahead so you don't have to wait in a very cramped environment. We have 10 seats currently, and that's been one of the, I guess, challenges for us over the last 5 years anyway, and probably since we started in 2001.
And how many employees do you typically have?
During the week, we typically have 3, and on the weekends, we have 5 currently.
And you're proposing to expand into store number 7. What's the proposal? What are you going to put in store number 7?
So 14 additional seats for a total of 24. The coffee selection that I currently have is limited because of the space we have. So looking to expand that, offer some additional gourmet options there, some homemade syrups, things like that that really aren't currently available in Newtown, and expand, seating for my customers.
So you're proposing to go from 10 seats to 24, so an additional.
Correct.
And in terms of employees, how many employees do you feel that you will be adding based on the expansion?
1 initially, and hopefully we're busy enough where I add 2. So.
And do you have are there any current issues with parking at the plaza, at the center?
No.
And can you kind of give us, the board, an idea of the other uses at the center and whether their peak hours are similar to your peak hours?
Sure. For those of you that may not be familiar with the center, we have a Chinese restaurant, which is predominantly an evening type of a thing, which the hours don't conflict with mine. We have a nail salon that's open Tuesday through Sunday. Again, it's mostly later in the morning and in the evening. We have a dry cleaner, and that's not open on Mondays either. And again, that's kind of throughout the day, but they never would usually have more than 2 or 3 customers at a time.
And do you see or foresee any increases in deliveries to the site?
No, from the current vendors, no. That footprint will remain the same.
And your current hours, or your peak hours, what are they currently?
We're open 7 to 2, 364 days a year. Prior to COVID, we were open 6 to 2. During COVID, we lost the hour because the kids weren't going to school. What else should I say about that?
Are you hoping to maybe expand your hours a little bit into the afternoon with the
So,
new use?
right now we're really busy 7 to 11. We want to expand our lunch traffic. That's been an ongoing emphasis for us for the last several years. I'd like to see and explore if we could maybe stay open later till 3 o'clock or so. It's really hard to guess where we'll land, but right now 7 to 2 is what we're looking to do.
I noticed, in our response letter to the engineer, we did ask for permission to remain open
Till 5.
till 5, just so you
And that
can
was
get that
just
lunch.
just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't, at this point, anticipate a dinner crowd or anything like that?
No.
Now, because of the conditional use requirements, and I know the solicitor is going to hold me to it, I'm going to ask you some questions that are set forth in your ordinance. Do you feel your current use is consistent, your current use and your proposed use, even though it's the same, is consistent with the spirit, purpose, and intent of the convenience commercial zoning district?
Yes.
And you feel your current use and expansion will be a benefit to the community?
Yes.
You believe your current use and proposed use will be operated and maintained in harmony with the character of the general vicinity?
Yes.
And do you anticipate or expect any congestion, hazard, anything like that at the site?
No.
Last question is a very important one. Do you have the best bagels in Bucks County?
I was a finalist last year. If you guys missed the voting this year, I'm hoping that I won it. It ended yesterday for the Bucks County Herald, so I was number 2. I'm hoping to be number 1 this year. We'll see.
So you brought some bagels with you, right?
I didn't bring bagels with me, but I'm open tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I can get you as many as you like.
Okay.
Mr. Solicitor, that's the questions that I have for the application.
Thank you very much. Does the board have any questions?
Do you make your own bagels, or do you import them from New York?
I do not import them from New York. I actually, because of my space requirements, I have a bakery in New Jersey that makes the raw dough for us.
And they use New Jersey water, I
I
bet.
do use New Jersey water.
Okay.
Yep. But the bakery makes the raw dough, and we do everything else in-house every day.
Well, I guess I look forward to doing that. You said there's, being there, you said there were 78 parking spaces. I've driven past there, and I'm wondering where all these parking spaces are. Are there some behind
Yes.
the place?
Yes,
Basically?
and on the side. You know, the kids in the high school try to use the ones on the side during the school year, which we discourage.
Right. So that wouldn't be an issue?
No.
Okay.
And there's no issue parking when the Chinese restaurant is open and you're open, or that completely is the different hours?
It hasn't been, I mean, they don't really have much of a lunch business, and our lunch business is, you know, what it is, so it's not, there hasn't been an issue, you know.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
Yeah, I have one or two. Because I was a little confused about the square footage, but I think you did clarify it's 1,200 now. You'd be adding 1,800, so you'd have 3,000.
Correct. It's the existing space. Store number 7 is 1,800 square feet.
Yep.
So combining the stores together, it'll be 3,000 square feet.
Yep.
But no expansion to the building. That makes sense.
Yeah, got it. And then the other question was, you did say you'd be asking to stay open till 5 at this point, or is it?
Well, when I went to the
7.
last board, the zoning board?
Planning commission.
Planning commission, they said put in what you would ultimately like.
Ultimately, yeah, what you ultimately, yeah.
And so I put 7 or 6 to
I think
5,
Mr.
Yeah.
Calabro
just in
would
case.
say that's a smart thing to do.
And, yeah, in the off chance we decide to do something a little different, you know, in the coffee piece, it's really hard to say what kind of demand we'll have after 2 o'clock.
Got it.
So,
It's all good, though.
yeah.
I just have a few questions in regards to the layout. You didn't bring any kind of layout to put on an easel or anything like that, right?
No, the
Okay.
proposed layout is actually what was submitted with the application.
Okay. Well,
I
it
understand
was
the
kind of a little confusing, I mean, when I look at that. But anyway, I'm assuming that the entrance is going to be the same that exists right now?
In both locations, yes.
Okay. Because I see another door, I guess, where the bank or financial company used to be. Is that going to be an operable door?
Yes. It's
So
a
you
double
get-
door.
So you're going to have entrances from 2 different directions?
Yeah, well, we have a lot of people that are obviously used to using the current door, but that'll most likely be used by people just kind of picking up online orders, things like that.
Okay.
I'm not going to make people not come in the door, though. If they want to come in that door, that's fine. But,
Well, I'm assuming nobody comes in that one door now because that business is closed.
correct.
Okay. I'm just looking at making a lack of confusion by having the 2 doors. I think even a place like Jake's has a couple doors, but a couple of them are inoperable. They only have 1 door in and the same door that goes out.
Gotcha.
Okay. Again, I guess went over the situation with how late you want to be open till. Now you want to make it a max of 5 p.m. You know that if you ever adjust it and want to go beyond 5 p.m., you're going to have to come back here.
Yeah.
So now's the time, if you want to keep it, say, 10 p.m., you don't have to stay open till 10 p.m., but at least it'll be taken care of, that's
I
all.
appreciate that.
Okay? Because we don't want to see you coming back.
I don't know how to do that, actually.
Well, we want to take care of you now, that's all. We want to get taken care of. Okay, so, I guess that's really all that I have. Just, I guess, for the solicitor's point of view, when he makes his comments, we always put down that it's a E6, I think a drive-through, but that's just a formality. There is no drive-through, no drive-through window or anything like that, correct?
No, as I mentioned in the commission meeting, I'd love to have one there, we just don't have the space to do it.
Okay,
So that's kind of a non-starter.
And I
okay.
think we also addressed that issue. I think the zoning officer concluded that it was an E5.
Well, we notate that it's E5 plus E6 just to cover that, but usually it's not a drive-through, it's just a formality of putting it into the conditions. So, we're not forcing you to get a drive-through, it's just, okay.
Landlord into it.
Okay, that's all I have, thank you.
Any public comment?
Mr. Solicitor, is it appropriate to frame the motion?
Yes, I can do that, but first I want to ask you about public comment. So if the board is of a mind, it would be a motion to grant the application of M&F LLC, doing business as Newtown Bagel, for a conditional use to operate a use E5 eating place and a use E6 eating place drive-in at 21-33 Swamp Road, subject to the applicant's compliance with the following conditions. Excuse me, but it's quite rather long. I'll go through them. Number one, applicant shall comply with all the requirements set forth in the CKS Engineers Review Letter dated July 29, 2025. Two, there should be no more than 24 seats to serve the proposed uses. Three, the hours of operation will be Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, 6 a.m., yes? 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's what you want, okay. Number four, there shall be an average of 5 to 7 employees for one shift. Number five, there shall be no hazardous, flammable, or explosive materials stored or used in the building. Should this change, the applicant must immediately notify the township of the presence of such materials, how they will be stored and used safely, and the measures in place to deal with any emergency circumstances that may arise due to their presence and utilization on the premises. Number six, delivery shall be made by 3 to 4 extended box truck visits per week. All deliveries and parking of said vehicles will be to the rear of the building and scheduled so as not to interfere with the safe operations of all the businesses in the shopping center, including pedestrian and consumer traffic. Number seven, there should be no noxious or hazardous impacts generated by these uses. Should hazardous impacts occur due to its operation, the applicant must immediately notify the township of their presence, how they will be rendered safe, and how the public will be notified of the danger present. 8, the applicant shall provide at least 14 parking spaces for the proposed uses. Number 9, there will be no outdoor sound systems permitted for voice or music. Number 10, trash receptacles will be provided as required by the applicable municipal codes, and trash pickup will be scheduled and coordinated with the other tenants of the shopping center, sufficient to keep the public ways clear of debris at all times, and so as not to interfere with normal shopping center traffic during hours when the stores are open for business. 11, the applicant shall provide written confirmation that it has received approvals for public water connections and sewer connections with sufficient EDUs to satisfy the requirements of the appropriate agencies and authorities. 12, the proposed uses must be fully ADA compliant. And finally, 13, all fees and costs associated with the processing of this application by the township must be paid in full before issuance of a certificate of occupancy. Mr. Sacco, do you have any issues with any of those conditions?
No, sir.
No, thank you very much. And based on anything I've said, we'd need a motion and a second, unless it's generated any further questions for you.
Okay. Do we have a motion to consider granting conditional use to Newtown Bagel?
So moved.
Do I, oh, who said? Second, Kyle, thank you. Any other discussion from the board? Any from the public? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
I should say the hearing is closed as well.
And the hearing is closed as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, and good luck with everything.
guys.
And
luck.
I'll be in there.
Guys have to
Yep.
What's your estimated time of completion there?
So now, I have a restaurant designer that's going to formalize that. I have plans for mechanical, plumbing, structural, and health department. And so I've got to go through tomorrow and find out when we can get that going.
Okay.
And,
Look forward to
sooner
it.
the better. So,
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome, guys.
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. We haven't met in a while, so if there is anybody that wants to bring anything out of the consent agenda, I think it's pretty cut and dry. If you don't think so, please say it. It's a lot of financial security releases plus a bid for salt, minutes and bills. And yes, that's it.
I have a couple of questions just about the bills lists.
Sure.
You don't have to take it out of is that all right?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm looking at the interim bills list on page 13. There's $23,495.41 for Howell Engineering regarding the Newtown Creek Pedzing progress billing. I'm assuming this money comes from that grant that we got?
It's fronted and then it's reimbursed through the grant, yes.
It's reimbursed through the grant?
Yep,
100%?
yep.
Okay. Then the other question I had is the bills list of today's bills list. On page 5, you got the TD card services still in there. I keep asking the same question. When are we not going to be seeing TD Bank in the bills list? And
The answer to that is soon. These are, most of them are residual holdovers from the summer camps. So once we pay these, it should drastically decrease. Those cards are no longer in use, so.
thank you.
Anybody else have any questions about the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to pass the consent agenda as is. Anybody have that motion?
I'll make that.
Thank you. Second?
I'll be a second.
Thank you. Any other discussion from the board? Any from the public? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as is, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion passes 4-1. I can't wait to get that out of there so we can have, I know, a 5-0 vote. Okay. Very good. There is no report from the engineer tonight, so moving on to the solicitor's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are two matters on the solicitor's report. Number one is the consideration of adopting a resolution in support of House Bill 1152 requiring direct payment from insurance companies to EMS providers. I believe you have a copy of that resolution in your package.
Has everybody had a chance to read the resolution?
Yes.
It pretty much does not commit us to any money, nothing like that. It just says that when the ambulance squad gives you service, they get reimbursed from your medical company that pays for your insurance, right?
Yeah.
So,
This is a bill that has to pass the PA
Yes, good.
Senate
Correct.
or whatever.
Yeah, it goes
We're
for
just-
Harrisburg.
And we're just supporting.
that's correct,
I get it.
It's a House bill, yeah.
yes. Do I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that. Any discussion from the board? Any from the public? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of passing the EMS providers bill, please say yes. Please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
The second matter on the solicitor's report is consideration of sending the JMZO billboard ordinance to the jointure or the Joint Zoning Council to advertise a public hearing so that it can be formally adopted.
And
Planning Commission, I said earlier, Planning Commission just recommends
I
that
know,
approval.
I know. This is something that has been going on for so long that I hope we can say yes, get it out of the way, and I never have to hear about it again. No. So,
Is there a motion? Need a
Yes,
motion?
You did a motion,
I know
yeah.
that.
If you have mind,
Just
the
wanna
motion
say-
to approve the JMZO
Yes.
billboard ordinance and.
Do I
as
have
amended.
such a motion?
Yes.
Do I have a
Make that
second?
motion.
Thank you. Second? Anybody?
Well, I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion from the board?
Yes. What's with the public hearing?
That would have to be at the jointure,
Yeah.
the final public hearing before it can be approved.
So basically what you're saying is we're approving this to have the jointure in public.
Advertise.
Mr. Solicitor, can I clarify this? So what you are authorizing the solicitor to do tonight is to send the jointure the okay to advertise this ordinance as it's written. The hearing will then be scheduled at each of the municipalities for a public hearing. So Wrightstown, Upper Makefield, and Newtown.
So we still will need to have a public hearing.
That's correct. All you're doing tonight is authorizing it to get sent and advertised through the jointure.
I get it. Okay, thank you.
That's why it takes so long to get anything passed through the jointure.
Now, this
I sigh.
this is a sign ordinance for billboard usage?
Correct.
What areas in Newtown Township are approved for a billboard?
It's in your packet, but we've reviewed all of those. There are only two or three parcels in the township where that's going to be permitted.
Okay.
And most of them are off on the Swamp Road, and nothing is on Sycamore, all on secondary roads.
Okay. Now, I think that I read something about existing billboards that may be, and I think there's only one in the jointure, which
Correct.
is
There's
on...
one in Wrightstown.
In Wrightstown. Will that be taken down?
That's up to them, but I'm not sure. Probably yes, because I think they'd build a new one.
Is that owned by Wrightstown, or is that owned by Thompson
It's
Thompson
privately owned, but
Toyota?
that's
'Cause
the one,
they're the only ones that advertise on it.
yeah. They probably have a lease on it.
But in all reality, there's probably nowhere in Newtown Township that we would place a billboard.
No, but Michelle Fountain has selected an area or two, which is, she did a good job for it not being too visible. And as part of the jointure,
Right.
we had to do that, just like the other two municipalities.
Yeah, well, I understand, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is, why are we involved in this if we do not have a spot that a billboard would go? Or if a billboard were to be proposed, we would be the final word on if that billboard would be approved.
Yes, we would have the final word, and only be in those two or three parcels that we identify.
Okay.
I think the original thinking, when this first came up, I was the solicitor to the jointure, this is years ago. The concern was that the other jointure partners didn't have any problem with them recommending that Newtown have some of these billboards, but Upper Makefield in particular didn't want any.
Well, that's
And Wrightstown
nat-
was satisfied with having one.
Naturally.
So we wanted to make sure we limited any damage in Newtown and pushed back on them to make sure that they also, now Upper Makefield has a couple of parcels as well that require it.
Okay.
And we're trying to define what the billboard is dimensionally, and then regulate it so that it's kind of difficult to, maybe counterproductive to try to put a billboard in Newtown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my feeling of what this is saying.
This ordinance it changes billboard to off-premise sign.
They changed the name. I'm not-
So there was one such off-premise sign on North Sycamore Street next to the tattoo place,
Okay.
which they covered up with some cardboard paper. And then there was another one that Brixmore had on
Mattress Warehouse?
Storm Road, big orange one, and it wasn't on their property, so it was off property, and I see they took it down after the township complained about it, I imagine. So those are the kinds of things you don't want to see.
Yeah, I know, John, I understand, but what I'm trying to convey is that we, the Township of Newtown, is in charge of that. We don't need the jointure to tell us what to do. They're using us for their protection. When I see a billboard go up in Upper Makefield, I'll be shocked, totally shocked. That's all. Like our solicitor said, they have no problem with Newtown Township putting a billboard up anywhere.
No, they don't.
That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Well, is it?
I think we're in agreement.
Is there areas that are clearly marked? Can you tell us what those areas are?
I don't have them in front
Yeah,
of me.
I don't have it.
They're in the parcel.
But they distributed a pamphlet at the last jointure meeting that I thought, oh, John should be here to see this, because it was everything that you brought up in the beginning and pictures and definitions. He would have loved it. But anyway, if we can move on, if there's any other questions about this, I would appreciate just passing it so we can get rid of it.
Whenever I see a billboard, I'll certainly say something.
I'm sure. Okay, so may I have a motion to consider sending this out for advertisement?
We already have.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Except you need to
A
vote.
motion and a second, we just need to vote.
Any questions from the public?
Okay, so let's call the vote. All those in favor of sending this for advertisement, please say aye.
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 No.
No.
I was just going to ask that. Motion passes 3-2.
That's all we have.
Thank you. Mr. Manager, plan expiration report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. General fund balance this evening is $6,988,233. Plan expirations before the board with no action required. This evening, we have Chief Hearn to give his monthly chief's report. Evening, Chief.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, board members.
Good evening.
Bear with me tonight. Obviously, August was a pretty busy month for the police department. We documented 2,171 calls for service, logged just under 20,000 miles on our patrol fleet. For the month of August, we had 22 arrests with clearances. 3 were for assault, 1 theft of auto, 7 narcotics, 1 resisting arrest, 1 resisting recklessly endangering another person, 2 forgeries, 3 warrants out of Ben Salem, Philadelphia, and Delco, 1 hit and run crash, and 3 DUI-related incidents. There were 13 new cases referred to detectives for investigations, and 8 crime scenes were processed, some of which included firearms violations, aggravated assault, theft from motor vehicles, major crash investigation, 2 simple assaults, a suicide attempt by shooting, 1 extortion, an arson, several frauds, thefts, counterfeit, and a death natural causes. There were 72 crashes for the month, 172 citations were issued, and 171 warnings were issued. Selective enforcement detail by our truck task force resulted in 27 inspections, 6 citations, 21 warnings, and 3 vehicles were placed out of service. Our speed board deployment works on interviews 1 to 2 week intervals. It is now out of service due to mechanical problems. It was sent back to the manufacturer for repair. Notable jobs and significant events for the month of August. On 8/21, we had numerous theft from autos, 29 in total from the Newtown Grant Development overnight. They were all in one night. Every vehicle but 1 was unlocked. An arrest was made, 1 arrest was made in conjunction with that because they also hit other municipalities, and that arrest occurred in the Ben Franklin Bridge between Camden and Philadelphia. On 8/23, we had a stabbing during a domestic incident with an arrest of a juvenile. On 8/24, in Newtown Township, there was a private home party with about 500 to 800 attendees. It resulted in a major crash with 10 vehicles and injuries sustained. followed by, during our investigation, a discharge of a firearm by a neighbor while our police officers were present during the investigation. That subject was also subsequently arrested. On 8/31, we had a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head by a suicide attempt. And this past week, Newtown Township officers were highly visible during present at each of our school openings to make sure we welcome the school students into the new year. Our two SROs for the year is Police Officer D. Giuseppe and Mychek. They will be at our schools throughout the school year, forming new partnerships with our kids. This past week, I recognized Police Officer Shane Vandermark and Sergeant Robert Luke Benetti, who were recognized for their retirements. Shane left the other day, was his final day. He had a final sign-off by police radio. Sergeant Luke Benetti will be leaving by the end of the year. Sergeant Dan Bell was also recognized for completing 30 years of service with the Newtown Township Police Department, July 27, 1995 to July 27, 2025. Dan is still an active police sergeant within our department. Public service announcements. Vehicle thefts. Like I said, lock your cars. Remove your key fobs. Do not leave valuables inside your car. And report any suspicious activity, particularly overnight. Schools are back in session. Yield to pedestrians. Yield to the school bus with flashing red lights. E-bikes. Laws that limit operation on public roadways. Your children may be cited and the vehicles may be confiscated. They are considered vehicles according to the Pennsylvania Motor Vehicle Code. So parents, do your homework before purchasing for your children. On September 20th, we have our Classic Cars, Cops, and Coffee event, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. That's a Saturday at Veterans Park down the street. And finally, like Mrs. Mihalik said, take a pause to remember the 9/11 victims tomorrow during your daily routines. Thank you. Be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Can I just ask where do you think these gangs are coming from that are stealing from cars? I mean, it seems to be, I know it's probably not new, but all of a sudden it's like crazy, right?
I believe it was a crew out of Camden area, New Jersey, that fled to Pennsylvania, did some motor vehicle thefts in Lower Makefield, ended up going to Northampton and Newtown during their routine overnight. Dressed in dark clothing, they worked the area, they worked developments, not one call to 911, not one suspicious activity call, and like I said, out of the 29 cars, 28 were left unlocked. This ain't Disney World.
Gotcha.
Chief, I know I had some correspondence with you regarding the message boards. You said that message board, speed message board is in for repair?
That's correct, sir.
How long do you think it will take?
It was sent out yesterday during the day. They shipped us a box at a FedEx label. It was defective. I'm expecting a quick turnaround. I don't know.
We just purchased that not too long ago, right?
That's correct, sir.
And I find the data that you have very interesting because it reports the average speed of, several thousand cars going past it. And I can see the usual suspects are Newtown, where the average speed is actually above the speed limit. So you know that at least half of these 34,000 cars going past it on Newtown Yardley Road are speeding because the average is 27.5. The same thing with Fountain Farm Lane and South Sycamore Street. We just heard from the Chandler Hall. I was wondering if this message board can be programmed not just to do the average, but to record the actual speeds. Do you get that data that you can report in a different way, like how many cars actually were over the speed limit, for example?
I get that data, John. I just don't give it to the public because that's an enforcement initiative, and I don't give all the details. That gives me details of how many cars are going over the speed limit, how far over the speed limit, and there's limitations on our enforcement levels, a certain amount of miles over the speed limit that I cannot enforce. It wouldn't hold up in court. So there's issues with why you're not providing a full package regarding that, but we do analyze the data on every collection for every time that signboard's deployed.
Okay, so I'm sure you're aware of these problem roads, and that's why you're putting this speed sign there, so thanks very much.
No problem, sir.
Yeah, we started hearing from residents along Fountain Farm Lane, and they are definitely, it's quite obviously an enforcement issue, but you obviously don't have the people that can sit there and enforce it, so
Fountain Farm is one of many HOA associations. We spend a lot of time down there. We spend our decoy cars down there, our signboard, but there's other developments. I can't have somebody sitting down there 24/7.
Yes, yes,
We
I
do
know.
have specific times that we're targeting. We are working on that regarding illegal parking on Fountain Farm. If you own a property within that Fountain Farm development, do not park on Fountain Farm in the fog line. You will be ticketed.
okay, so that is illegal to park there.
Over the fog line, yes it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
That's all we have under our report, Madam Chair.
That brings us to our second round of public comment. Oh, somebody's coming.
John DeApril, Newtown Grant, largest and the finest, except the master board's trying to put the crimp on it. Noticed that your planning commission was on the agenda and no Peggy. Did you tell her to stay home?
Yes,
It's on the agenda.
it's on the agenda for when it's needed, but there was nothing
it's,
that wasn't in the packet.
Well,
And
like it was said from your
I asked
board,
our supervisors if they wanted her
like it
here
was
to
said
ask
from your
questions.
board, it's on the agenda, you gotta speak about it. It just shows your commitment to the planning commission. You treat it like your own personal friends. Anyhow, I disagree with my friend Brad that was up here earlier about building on Sycamore Street. That is like a bare spot where Granny Goodnow had her house, and he wants to keep the historic portion of it and all that stuff. The borough, who gives us a hard time on everything we try to do, fire and whatever, to me the borough's dead. I live in the township. I want to spend my money in the township. The only thing I think I go to in the borough is Zebra Striped Whale. It's a very good owner. But we should push stuff on township because, it's our tax money, it's our people. So the borough wants to be, the borough, I always said, was the small donut hole inside the large donut. We're the large donut. They can't get to their house unless they drive through the township. Another thing about the Wawa, people keep on bringing up the Wawa. They don't know the over 14 years it took to get that Wawa there. And one bad thing you guys did was there's no sign for what the price is of the gasoline. I drive by there many times during the afternoon. It's crowded. Shows you we needed it. Another thing too, you got a Sycamore Street committee, listen to them. I think the more stores, the apartments or condos or whatever they want to be, he wants to try to team up with Brixmore to build a park. I think it's a good idea. That's all I have for now. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Any other business? Oh, you have some? No. What did I say? Seeing none, I will call adjournment at 8:30. Thank you, everybody.